welcome to your show, The Untold, where we daily have interesting guests from different backgrounds to talk about. I'm your host, ALMazeedi, joined by...
Say
your name, buddy.
I couldn't say it. That was a good pause.
How's it going, bud?
Very good, honestly. It's always good to see you in the episodes, honestly.
Likewise. We've been having very different conversations almost every day here, and it's been fun so far. Today's focus, however, is social media.
Exactly. One of the best topics.
It's like one of the things we have in common, because almost everyone in our circles is on social media.
Everyone. We're talking every age.
What is your number one most used social media app for you?
Instagram. I'm not a fan of TikTok. Don't even talk to me about TikTok.
I'm not.
And the guest is all about TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's not for our generation. It's more for Gen Z and Alpha.
Yes.
But apparently even, millennials are into it. So we're going to talk about that in more detail here today. But you like Instagram.
I love it, honestly. I think it's very cool. I think Instagram just has a thing about it. I think in Kuwait, people just tend to love Instagram.
It is. I can easily imagine that being the number one most used app.
I think it's so interesting to talk about the next guest, which is obviously George. And George, I think what's nice about him is that he started from something very small,
right?
And he's growing
organically
and gradually, and he's definitely learning a lot of lessons. I speak to him off record, offline, and kind of like we talk a lot about his journey, of his growth, and it's a long journey, a lot of hurdles along the way. So that's why I'm very interested.
Yes, and there are a lot of pros and cons
100%.
to social media.
100%.
And I guess today we will highlight some of them
Absolutely.
throughout our conversation.
Hopefully, yes.
So stay tuned as we'll be joined by our guest in a bit.
Yeah. We're back from the break and we can finally welcome our guest, George Massoud. George, Ahmed and I are very excited to have you here. We want to know all about the social media world. All right, shall we start with the big question, I think?
Helen,
can human beings and general, or people, especially in Kuwait, live without social media? What do you think?
Definitely not. This is
definitely not.
Yes. I believe like the majority of the people will can never live without social media. It's not the new thing. It has been growing over the past years, and it's becoming it's more becoming of a need than a want. That's how I see it.
What makes it a need? Because after all, you don't really need.
Exactly. But let's think about it this way. You're walking in the mall. Like the majority of the people are on the phones, even while walking. Their heads are tilted down and they're like either texting.
Truth. That's the fact. Yeah.
And either they're on the social media platforms, texting. Even let's give you another example. Let's say you're sitting with your friends. Like at least 2 or 3 of them are just scrolling through Instagram.
That's unfortunate because of how we grew the last few years, or this new generation was born with technology handed to them.
After COVID.
I would say COVID was the peak.
COVID was the catalyst to change.
Exactly.
Pushed it. And the apocalypse, of course, we were on our phones, trying to figure out how to get away, how to cure ourselves. When ourselves was online, trying to connect, because we couldn't connect face to face.
Exactly. But it is a basic need. It's not basic. It's not like water or food or something.
It's becoming
Becoming as essential.
Exactly. Essential.
It's becoming
essential.
Yeah. So let's now focus on what you bring to the table.
Yeah. Okay.
You're a social media personality. We can say that.
Yeah.
Right. What does George Massoud present that's different?
Okay. So
Good question.
I wouldn't say it's that different. I know that let's say I entered the field a little bit late in terms of what I do, which is doing mostly reviews. I do know that there are a lot of people that
of viewers online.
Exactly, and they have a bigger audience, a bigger reach than I do. I just started back in June.
Okay.
Less than a year. It was challenging. I'm gonna admit I changed a lot. Even if you look at the first reel I posted compared to now,
yes,
you will see like a big difference.
This progress is transition in
exactly
way how
Exactly, and I kept it on purpose to remind myself.
Yes, of this is how I started.
Exactly.
Now I'm here, and tomorrow I'll be somewhere.
Exactly. I wouldn't. I reached my optimum. Like I reached the top of the mountain.
Right.
I'm still there, but I'd say like there's some kind of accomplishment that has been done.
And you should. I don't think you should. I think you should always have that mentality that you're not yet there.
Yeah.
I think even if you have 1 million followers,
Exactly.
keep telling yourself that there's always more.
What's the next step?
There's a long journey coming towards you, and what's next? And you know, as I say, that better late than never.
Yep.
And you're saying that you're late. That's true. You're saying you're late on the curve. I think better late than never. And for me personally, I think as long as you put your foot in, then the rest will happen, and you'll find your niche and your style along the way.
Hopefully.
Now, the question, especially in the social media world, I think goes towards the first step. I want to take you back to the first step in June when George made a decision that today I want to become a social media person. I want to do reviews. How do you take the decision to break all the social norms, all the social judgments of, oh, now I'm going to show my face. People will watch videos of me taking selfies, talking about restaurants, talking about places that they should visit. How did you face that?
Okay. 3 things that I've followed since the start, which is 3 words. I'm gonna say ambitious, sociable, and basically my career.
Okay.
So I thought of always these 2 words are on my head. Like I always think about them. Ambitious is like I'm the kind of person that always likes to learn something new. Try to be not an expert, but try to be good in different things. I don't want to just be stuck to one thing. I want to do different things. Even if I fail, I just want to try different things. So this is the ambitious part. The sociable part, I've been sociable since I was born. Like I'm a very sociable person.
Introvert.
Yeah, I hate being an introvert. I've never had issues back in school or university talking in front of people. I was even part of the student council and different communities in the university and school. My career is that I studied this path, which is marketing and social media. But I was like, why don't I, whatever I learned, just let it out.
Yeah.
So I'll try and I'll see where will I reach eventually. So yeah, this is basically.
And the path took you with it.
Yeah.
You know, Ahmed, have you heard that? I think one of the celebrities, he had a kind of a speech where he was saying that, Will Smith was saying that risk being seen. Like you risk being seen, like an risk will say 100%. And I think when you risk being seen, that's when you discover a different side to yourself, a side that maybe George has never even imagined.
That's true. Perhaps that's very true. Now, since you've been on social media for a few years now, right? Since June. Is there a niche you're trying to focus on, or are you covering a wide range of different subjects? Or is there something that you're trying to focus on?
Okay, so I'm starting to believe that now the best, at the beginning, I was trying different categories and different areas, and I'm still in the trial and error phase. I'd say that because less than a year is nothing compared to, as I said, other people that have been for 4 or 5 years. But whenever I am posting something that's related to food or coffee, I'm getting more interaction and more, let's say, feedback than, for example, because I don't only post reviews. Sometimes I post different transitions.
Okay.
In my bio literally says foodie, traveler, content creator. So I'm trying to discover myself in all these 3 spots.
Until you find your...
Exactly, but what I'm seeing so far is that mostly it's gonna be a foodie.
So would you shift your focus to have more content that strictly focuses on food rather than other stuff?
Yeah, I would say this is what I'm most probably gonna head towards.
But I think about it this way. I don't think it's coincidence that food is what gets you engagement. I live in a country that people love to go out for things and food.
Exactly.
And it just happens that when you review a big restaurant or a new restaurant, you're fitting with a trend, and people love trendy stuff in Kuwait.
Yes.
So if anything, I'll just say that you're doing a good job listening to your audience.
Exactly.
And you're understanding.
And what I like about Kuwait is that it is really the hub of the new trends, the new restaurants, and and sometimes my work let's talk about my work. It's helping me kind of be ahead of people sometimes when I want to do reviews.
Right.
Like 2 days ago, it's like there's a new cafe that opened.
Yeah.
I was like kind of, let's say, the second or third person who posted about it before the major people started posting about it, because I had early access. So I kind of, yeah,
He's building connections. It's like that covering the news. Hey, the first person to
exactly. Because if you're late, then
Sure. But now, since you've had this period of time, what struggles have you faced and difficulties in terms of social media, your posts? Tell me.
okay. I was literally telling him outside that 2 weeks ago, I was about that close to stop. I was like,
Oh, you're about to quit.
I was about to quit. And the reason for that is that because I'm not getting the reach that I want.
Right.
My followers are growing like a little bit slow compared to other people.
Yeah.
This is not like I believe in a year I could have done more, but I realized that it's not about the followers. It's at least about like the content you're creating. Am I satisfied with myself? This is what matters.
It's the impact.
It's the impact. It's like the impact. And literally what happened is like 2 weeks ago, someone called me that I've speak to since like ever. She was like, I've seen you the other day posting something in Kuwait, and I have my wedding coming up soon. I like the venue. Can you please tell me where's this venue? I was exactly. I was impressed. I was like, oh, so you're watching my video? She's like, what? I love your videos. So this gave me the drive to continue.
And that's something we love discussing on the show. Now, what is the drive? What is the driving force? What do you want to accomplish with this? Fame, or actually influencing people in a good way?
I would say inspiration. Yeah, definitely inspiration.
It's not necessarily fame.
No, not necessarily fame, because look, if let's say I'm looking for fame, I can easily buy followers and just have a fake account. Exactly, and have a fake account.
Right.
I can easily do that in a month, and I have like 60, 70K. But that's not what I want.
100%.
You want organic growth,
Exactly.
building community,
Exactly.
and being there for that.
Yes.
Which is right.
Yeah.
It's a real mentality.
Exactly.
I think people want to jump to the end.
Exactly.
And I think that's what's going to set you aside from the pack.
I hope so. I hope so.
Definitely. I think the one thing I would want to touch on, and especially in the social media world, you've been here for a year.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you didn't get the engagement that you want. I think it's actually very natural, and I'm into the social media world as well, and I've been in that world for a year or two now, and I face the same exact difficulties, and I think it's very normal for you not to get the followers. I think it's actually weird if you get that many followers in a year.
Yeah.
I think about it the way that I'm not in a race with anyone. It's easy for you to think that you're competing with other people, but if you think that you're on a path by yourself, you will feel better about yourself. That George is doing food coverage in his own style. You can do whatever you want, whatever you want, but that's you. That's what makes George. I think that's with the way you're gonna find your style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you happen to have a role model in this field?
I let someone like famous.
Not necessarily. Who's your role model in life? Let's start there.
Role model in life.
Yes.
And if not, life is a big one.
Yeah.
All right. Example, your social media.
Let's say in this field.
I gave it to you both ways.
Look, I honestly speaking, like, my close friends are always there to support me. They're like been there since the start, and like what I like about them is like. For example, they tell me, for example, this restaurant is gonna open next week. Let's go together. So they're always there for me. So I would say my close community, the closest people to my heart, are the ones that I see as the people that want me to grow and want to see me like in a different place. Yeah.
It's good to know that, honestly, George, there's a lot we want to talk to you more about. Best we take a break, and we'll be back with you. Bye-bye.
And we're back. Thank you for tuning in here onto the Untold, where we share beautiful stories with our guests. Today, George Massoud. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, in continuous of our conversation about social media, and being a social media influencer, you get to face a lot of backlash, right? And sometimes our people get to be a little bit evil. It's called cyberbullying. So how do you respond to offensive comments or anything in that category?
Okay, so basically, alhamdulillah, like so far, I haven't had like this major, especially this when it comes to this topic, I didn't have like a major person who was like who or she were cyberbullying me, but
Haven't been targeted.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah.
But I did have one like situation, and it wasn't like that. Like I knew how to reply back.
Okay.
Okay.
It was basically because when I do reviews, I talk in my like my home country, which is Lebanese. So like one of the
Well tongued.
yeah, exactly, my mother tongue. So one of the people were just like imitating what I'm saying.
Okay. But just try to make
Exactly.
which is like, typical.
Yeah, but I replied back.
All right.
Like I was talking to her Lebanese, like super Lebanese, and she started laughing.
Okay.
So that's smart.
Yeah,
That's smart.
yeah. Like I continued with her.
That's good.
I'll be honest, that's actually, I'm surprised.
It's a good skills thing,
If I put myself in your shoes, I was in his shoes once, and that what happened to me, I got a very negative comment, and I actually took it very personal. And that time, I responded in a very personal way, and then someone responded to me, and they were like, saying, listen, you don't have to take it personal.
Exactly.
Respond. Listen. Social media is all about listening.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't let the trolls get under your skin. No.
But don't they say negative comments or publicity nonetheless?
Yeah, there was no such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly.
And haters gonna hate.
Exactly. I think of it like to just absorb the negativity and convert it into something positive.
What if the negative comments are telling you, giving you a hint for change?
Yeah,
That could be like conservative, what do you call it? Construction criticism.
Oh, it might be 100%.
yeah. But yani you're right, but it depends on the like what they're talking about. Like
folks.
exactly, like I believe I want to be natural. Like
Right.
I'm Lebanese. Why should I talk in any different language? This is me.
This is
And
you.
this is how this is how I feel comfortable. And I try to avoid super Lebanese words because at the end of the day, I'm living in Kuwait and not everyone understands Lebanese.
If adapt.
Exactly,
And
like tweaking it. But I wouldn't want to speak in any different language. I believe, like when I see people do that,
Yeah.
I believe, why are you doing that?
Right.
Are you trying to get
To be someone else or trying to get more.
Exactly, just be yourself. Social media is about being yourself.
That's very unique. I was at an event with social media influencers, and one of the things they said is that in social media you have to always find your way. And I love that you're finding. So you would say that your way, George's way, is to talk Lebanese, to review restaurants, and to simply be very friendly on social media. Is that what George Massoud is trying to convey on social media?
Yes. The friendly part is I'm working on. Not the friendly part, sorry, the funny part.
The funny part. Okay. Always proud. We're evil.
Sorry, the funny part. A lot of people told me like being funny, but for reviews it's difficult to be.
Don't force humor.
Exactly.
The humor has to be natural.
Exactly.
It's never a good thing to force it. As long as it flows naturally, it'll hit better.
Think about it, yes.
Absolutely. Now, since we're still talking about social media, but we're on TV, right? Do you think social media has killed traditional forms of media like television, radio, and so on? Do you think it's slowly making that old art die out, and now the focus is shifting online, social media, shorter forms of content?
I believe yes. Let's talk now from my work side. Like whenever we want to, let's say we have a project, the first thing that hits our mind is social media to promote whatever campaign we're doing. Radios are now dead.
Yeah.
Not everyone listens to the radio anymore like before because everyone is listening either to their music.
Their own music.
They'd rather see than hear.
Right.
Even newspapers are now adapting into online.
Online.
Like maybe only the old generation, like my dad would still want to
They spend more than one, and newspapers the morning.
But even newspapers now are adapting to the online, like they're becoming online.
And even those newspapers your dad reads are now less, right?
But
smaller than they used to be.
It used
Only
the
adapting. They're
but they used to be thicker. Now
they used to be. They used to print way more
exactly
each day.
Even billboards are still working.
Billboards are
for now, although I think that they might.
To kind of focus on the social media world, I think how they say the attention span of a human being is like 8 seconds.
Right.
It is slower than the goldfish. and it's true. It's psychological and scientifically true. And I think what's happening in the world is not social media is killing. It's not just killing. It's just more adaptable to what's happening, and the human behavior changes with the world. People want digestible content. They want content. They just want quick content. Show me the information very quickly.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me for an hour.
Don't talk for now.
Give me a second video.
They want it really, really quick.
Quick and fast. And that's what I'm trying to do in my TikToks and Reels.
Straight to the
I try to, and maximum 25 seconds as top.
Wow.
I try not to even make it more than this because I know the first 3 seconds are what matters.
Don't you find it challenging when you need to put so much information into that
25 seconds.
30-second spot?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What about like, since we're talking about kind of like at some point we touched on influencers, do you feel that trust in influencers is still as high as it was initially?
That's a good question.
Because it's been going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
The growth and spread of
those like before, you're right. Look, I would say the ones that are too commercial are the ones that are getting less credibility.
Yeah.
Because you could see 2 or 3 million followers.
Yeah.
But like 600 likes or 1,000 or max. But if you go, let's shift to TikTok, you would see that they really do have organic growth. And by the way, followers in TikTok are never an indicator about the impact, because I know people like they have big numbers, but they could have 200 or 300 views.
Interesting.
And I'm facing that.
So they have a huge following,
Exactly.
but their views are very insignificant.
It's so interesting, this world on social media.
Yeah, and I haven't even dived into the world of TikTok because it feels like it's not my generation's, and it's just a different, it's just another app.
Look, I believe TikTok is now becoming way better than Instagram, because Instagram now is
The brace it.
Yeah,
because Instagram is now too commercial. Like between every organic post is an ad.
as an ad.
We open the story, there's an ad. Reels, there's an ad. Everywhere you can find ads. TikTok, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Also, I'm out there.
Yeah.
It needs time.
Tools are bringing in, make more money.
Yes. And keep in mind that because of TikTok, Instagram and YouTube are adapting TikToks or Reels.
For shorts.
Instagram adapted the Reels.
Yes. They're trying to
Facebook.
one up each other, They're all trying to compete.
Exactly.
Now, with that in mind, there is a risk here, especially with TikTok and YouTube, where children on social media are having daily access. Some aren't even monitored. So that is a little bit scary. What are your thoughts about this dangerous aspect?
That's right. I do believe that social media is
It's a tool, but
it could be a dangerous tool.
yes,
for kids,
absolutely.
and it has an impact also.
Yeah.
Because the generation Alpha, let's call them.
Yes, it is Gen Alpha.
Yeah, they're like, I don't want to say spoiled, but like rebellious.
Yeah, in a way.
Because of social media, of what they see,
What they see, what they're
maybe
seeing.
in the West is different on how the Arabs are
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
live their lives. So maybe this is affecting them.
Now, but wait, they limited recently. TikTok limited and they can limit access to kids for like 16 minutes a day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's really not much, because it's just a pop-up that asks you, do you want to spend more time, or do you want to stop using it? It's not going to block you out of their servers. No, and they're going to continue. Now, going back on this effect that this social media has on children, do you factor this in your content? Oh, I shouldn't be saying this. Kids might be watching. Do you factor that?
So far, like whatever content I post, it's fine for everyone to.
It's family friendly.
It's very
yes.
exactly.
So is that like a decision you made to provide the people with clean content?
That's what I had in mind. Plus, I don't want to post something that could offend someone.
Correct.
This is not because at the end of the day, I want to inspire people. I don't want to offend people.
Exactly.
So I try to be as neutral as possible. Plus, and whatever I'm posting is like food. It's this chocolates, coffee shops.
Central topic.
Exactly.
A topic that I don't think a lot of people talk about is the user filters. Because, obviously we have all these influencers and people and TikTok. I mean, I'm sure we all do. And I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's recent filters that are being used on TikTok that are crazy. But now recently, we're talking about, usually a filter can cover your face, and once you put your hand in front of your face, it just breaks the filter. Now it evolved to a point where the filters will literally stick to your face, even if
Regardless.
like
Technologies, that's crazy.
how, in your opinion, because you said you hate it. The question is, why do you hate it, and how does it actually affect us, and how is it affecting the world around us?
Okay, so I hate it for the reason I hate it is because for example, I'm putting my face out there to people. Why would I want to change in my face or try to be beautiful?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone was born this way, and God created us the way we are.
Yes.
So why would I want to change that?
Alter my facial features.
At the end of the day, for example, I do reviews. People are not gonna care about my face,
Or they shouldn't.
exactly. And at the end of the day, it's like I just want to reach to a point that the point of my videos is for people to see whatever I'm doing and not focus on me.
Yes.
So that's why I hate filters, because I believe that people now just want to look beautiful.
So George is showing his true self on his videos.
Yeah.
Who George is in real life is George that's behind the camera.
Exactly. I never used filters. Like never.
I respect that honesty. I respect that. How annoying is it when you see someone on social media, regardless of what they do, and you think they're X person, and you meet them in real life, and they are a complete different human.
Yeah.
In the way they talk, in the way they look, in the way they dress, in the way they
Because they created this character for their social media.
I love all that.
Which is like,
So what if you have a pimple on your face and you're
right. So what? But that,
everyone has pimples?
and that takes us back to users on social media being shallow. Not everyone,
Yeah.
but a huge majority, you know? And I want to circle back to when we talked about ads. Do you think these social media apps, and this is a hot topic, are spying on us? Because these microphones are all open. Like, you know, here, when we talk about a specific, let's say, microphone, and then all of a sudden I'm walking out, checking my Instagram or my phone, and here's the microphone you were talking about, it's on sale. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Like sometimes I actually feel like that, because it helps. Yeah, like what I need something right.
Shampoo with that. It can be beneficial, but it is like scary.
It's scary. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, definitely, it's scary. But like again, to me, like sometimes I really need something, and I'm looking for something, and suddenly, like
It pops up.
yeah, like I start finding it.
The algorithm is
It's because of Siri, I think.
not just Siri, you know. It's not just Siri.
I don't think they listen to you. I think from a digital
It's processing data.
no, it's just from a digital marketing background.
There you go.
What they do is that they actually track your usage over social media intensely, to the point where you're sitting in this room today, you're connected to Wi-Fi on your laptop, on your phone, on an iPad, etc. For your life is on this Wi-Fi. Whatever search you do in any device, they can read it. And then they got to a point now in this digital world where they can predict what you're going to buy in 6 months.
Because they learn on your habits, based on your perspective. Yeah, we are the product to these companies.
Yes, exactly.
We are
Creatures of habits.
creatures of habits. What you did last year is probably not going to different from what you're doing this year. You might add a few spices to it. So they can actually predict what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is why, but they also, I think, the question is, would you rather than see a relevant ad or non-relevant ad?
Not relevant.
100%.
Non-relevant?
Not relevant.
No, relevant. There's a no, comma, relevant.
Oh, okay. I think
No,
no.
relevant. Okay.
All right. Relevant.
Like I bought my car from an ad. Yeah,
Wow.
that's how.
All right.
That's how I got affected by social media.
Now, before we wrap up with this interview, would you like to share a story of success or failure for the people to learn from it?
Yeah, I can talk about like my journey so far.
Yeah.
It's not easy. As I said, I have a lot of competition. Although Hassan did mention something that you shouldn't be competing with someone.
100%.
Right.
Just be yourself. So what if it takes you 3 years to reach 10K,
Exactly.
or like a month to reach 10K? Eventually you will get there. Eventually you will get there, and you will learn from whatever you do. Exactly. Each video I'm posting is making me want to do something better for the next time. And again, I started using a lot of tools. I even bought my own mic. I used to record directly from the phone. Now I'm using my mic.
Yeah, and that's you progress.
Exactly. So yeah, basically, there are some ups and downs in this journey. It's not easy, but eventually you will reach what you're looking for, or what I'm looking for. Let's say as George.
Honestly, I love to see someone that's started his journey and now is continually learning every day. Honestly, George, thank you so much for your time.
Thank
I think them both definitely are
Thank you so much.
and I cannot wait to see what next year has for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Future is bright.
Yes.
I will talk to you a year from now, and if you stop social media, I'm gonna hunt you down. So anyway, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time for coming on.
Thank you.
So I guess this is a wrap up for this for our obedient guest.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we'll see you after the break. We're back to end this episode. Honestly, Ahmed, what did you think?
Yeah, that was a lot to digest, but it's what I expected to hear.
Yeah.
Because we've been on social media for all these years. You know, Instagram going back to 2012 for me.
Yes.
You know, when I made my first post, and I remember it was just a post of a juice bottle I really liked. You know, if you go back, you'll find that, because just like he said, I don't like deleting,
But you
certain things.
look back at it.
To look back at it.
100%.
You know, this is my first Instagram post. This is my first tweet. Well, Twitter is a whole different planet that we haven't discussed, you know. But yeah, it's always exciting discussing social media.
What I think I liked about George is that he's setting some benchmarks to himself. He wants to look back at them,
Right.
compare his success.
Absolutely.
What I saw in something in George, which I think a lot of people watching this fall into, where he said, I was about to stop. So many people get into that, and even I got into that, by the way. I got
You get in your head, you know.
no, 100%. I mean, you're working so hard for a straight year, and you're getting the 100 likes,
Getting
100
them,
likes,
yeah, exactly.
1,000 view max.
Yes.
Someone else is getting the 50k, the 100k, and you think no one likes my content.
Right.
But I think that's the moment where you tell yourself, I just need to push one more time.
That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Never give up,
100%.
you know, and rise above hate, online hate,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
and believe in yourself, most importantly, and stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in today to the Untold. I'm Al-Musallam here, saying that Jews.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the next one.